Everyone. So today we're going to be talking about evaluation writing and organizing evaluation essays, since your major assignment for this analysis unit is an evaluation paper. The great news is you are already doing a lot of the things I discuss in this lecture. It just helps make a few connections between what we are doing in class and what we will be doing in our next major papers. It also discusses your two organizational strategy options for this paper. First of all, what is evaluation writing? Evaluation is what you do whenever you want to discuss why and how something is good, what you do when you want to discuss why and how something is bad, and what you do when you want to discuss both the strengths and the weaknesses of your subject matter. Evaluation writing is something that we see all the time in the real world. On this slide, I have a few examples. For example, if you're a manager writing a performance evaluation, you will be doing evaluation writing by discussing the strengths and the weaknesses of an employee's work performance. In this middle slide, I have a picture of a book review I published several years ago in a science fiction and fantasy journal, letting other people know what I thought of an academic book I had read. I shared why I thought it was a good book, mostly mentioning the things it did well, though over the past decade, we've unfortunately learned that the person the book's about, probably not the most ethical person. On the far side, I have a screenshot of a review of Jungle Cruise where the reviewer mentions what they liked and what they did not like about the film. How does evaluation writing like this connect to what we're doing in this class with rhetorical analysis? Whenever we discuss how an author understands the rhetorical moment, how an author uses the rhetorical appeals, or how an author uses rhetorical fallacies, we are evaluating the rhetorical strength of what they've written. A good understanding of the rhetorical moment and the use of appeals means that the author's work is rhetorically strong. A poor understanding of the rhetorical moment and the use of fallacies means that the author's work is rhetorically weak. For your evaluation essay, you will be evaluating the rhetorical strengths and weaknesses of an article. You have two options for organizing your essay. The first option is advantage-disadvantage organization. This is a good organizational strategy when you have quite a few things you like and quite a few things you dislike. Depending on your purpose, you might organize things differently. You could start with the good and end with the bad. You could start with the bad and end with the good, or you could sandwich the good in the middle of the bad. For something like my book review of a book I thought was pretty good, I started with the good, wrote about for several paragraphs, and then ended with just 2 short paragraphs about the bad. Then, in my conclusion, I reasserted that I thought it was, overall, a good book. For something like a job evaluation, you might choose the last option because it will be kinder to the person you're evaluating if you start and end on a high note. In this week's discussion forum, I ask you to play around with advantage-disadvantage organization using your hometown as the thing you are evaluating. I'm originally from Minneapolis, and I think it's a pretty great place to live. With advantage-disadvantage organization, I might choose to start with 2 good things, like that it has one of the largest park systems of any big U.S. city, and that it has the Mall of America. And then I'd end with the good fact that the people are friendly. Well, I might mention the fact that it gets ridiculously cold there. Let's be honest, that's one of the big reasons I prefer California to Minnesota. And I might mention that our sports teams are just okay. I'm going to tuck them away into the middle of my discussion. Your other option is order of importance. You read about this a few weeks ago, and it's an option again for this paper. You have 2 options with this organizational strategy. You can start with the most important and move to the least with the goal of making sure that you communicate your biggest point right away when you're most likely to have the most attention from your reader. You can also start with the least important and move up to the most important, in a way ramping up to a grand finale in your argument. Both have have rhetorical merit, in my opinion. Both have challenges. It's really up to you which will work best for what you're doing. Say that I wanted to use order of importance for my discussion of how great Minneapolis is as a place to live. I might start with something smaller, like the fact that I like the Mall of America, and then work my way up to something big, like how friendly the people are. The advantage here is that by the time I've gotten to my most important point, I've already built a great case for the city, and this last great thing is the cherry on top of my argument sundae. The challenge would be to keep interest early on, so I'd have to work hard to make sure to make the Mall of America still seem fun and important. Alright, I hope that these thoughts are helpful to you, and as always, reach out if you have questions. Thanks everyone, bye!